A reading from the Gospel of John. Jesus said, "Now is the judgment of this world. Now the ruler of this world will be driven out. And I, when I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all people to myself." He said this to indicate the kind of death he was to die. The crowd answered him, "We have heard from the law that the Messiah remains forever. How can you say that the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man?" Jesus said to them, "The light is with you for a little longer. Walk while you have the light, so that the darkness may not overtake you. If you walk in the darkness, you do not know where you are going. While you have the light, believe in the light, so that you may become children of the light." Well, happy feast day of the Holy Cross. This celebration of the Church, celebration of an image, of a reality, of a way, the way of the cross, where Jesus brings both the glory of the cross and the challenge of the cross to his disciples here in this section of John, sort of towards the end of his journey with them. Jesus is, in the Gospel of John, quite confident and quite self-assured, and seems to show no wavering about the path that he knows he must go. This path of this cross, the path where he knows his life will be poured out in self-giving. He knows that he will not resist that because it is a part of what he has come to do. He says in the Gospel of John, "What should I do? Save me from this hour? No, I'm here to glorify my Father." This cross, the pathway by which Jesus descends to the dead and rises up again, all of this imagery in John of being risen up and lifted up, is an image of strength. It's an image of God's power to save, and ultimately, because it is the image from the Gospel of John, it is an image of love, of God's great and deep love for creation, for each one of us. And Jesus tells us he is making a way for all of us to the Father through his death and what is to come and the new life that comes. So Holy Cross Day is a day where we contemplate that mystery, that divine mystery of the power of Jesus, accepting his pathway through what he knows is coming, the death, his descent to the dead, his resurrection, and as he says, drawing all the whole world along with him from that place of death to that place of resurrection. And this is a day for us to give thanks for this mystery of our faith. This is a day for us to think about the ways that Jesus' pattern might be our pattern as well, to not fear, to not shrink from the places in our life where we know we must face death, whether it is the death of our physical body, or if it's the death of something else in our life as we are living on earth that needs to go down to the grave so that we can be pulled back up along with Christ, drawn back up into fullness of life, drawn back up into resurrection, and drawn back up into being in greater and deeper solidarity with God, with Jesus, with all of our fellow human beings. This is a day when we simply give thanks for what God has done for us through the incarnation, through this light that has come into the world, this light and life. Jesus reminds us towards the end of the passage today that we should dwell in the light while we still have it. We should cling to it, and we should always try to walk by that light and let it guide us while we still can. And that's no less true for you and me this day, on this Holy Cross Day, giving thanks for all that Jesus has accomplished for us, giving thanks also for what God and Jesus can accomplish through us this very day and from now through the end of our earthly lives and beyond, that pathway of the cross is open to us, that wherever we are willing to die to sin or any other way of being held apart from God, wherever we're able to let ourselves be poured out, we can then allow ourselves to be drawn up in that resurrection spirit, that resurrection love that joins us ever more closely and ever more truly to the God who has created us. So may God be with you on this day as you celebrate and ponder where in your life you might need to be poured out and raised up again. And may God be with you, may God bless you, and God keep you this day and always. Amen.